I think it is fair to say that Star Citizen's current underground facilities are quite obsolete compared to other newer locations Clandipeer game developers have brought to the persistent universe over the past couple of years. After all, those were first introduced to the game with patch alpha 3.3.5 at the end of 2018 and haven't much evolved since then. Well, it seems that the wait for change will end with the arrival of alpha 4.0 and the introduction of underground facilities so large that they are actually bigger than some of the game's original's landing zone like Grimex or Levski. So let's have a look at what we'll be able to do inside. Hey guys, it's Iran and today we will discuss the new underground facilities that we should be able to explore a year from now if server machine development doesn't get delayed too much. And from what we could tell from the last episode of Inside Citizen is that these are going to be absolutely gigantic compared to those that we have now in the game, something that we understood early on from the very beginning of this episode of Inside Star Citizen, as the developer flew a Piaces to one of the platforms of the facility, which is located on Pyro 3, but more on that later. Interestingly, the facility also includes a hangar, but for the purpose of this demonstration it was decided that landing on a platform would be more fitting, and perhaps it was done so to show us how the structure dwarfs its surrounding, which is very clear when you look at the edges of the platform, just how high we are to the ground. It is just very impressive. So, from the platform we will have access to a lobby, which will be the main entry point if your reputation level with the organization that runs the facility is not high enough. However, if you work for it, you should eventually have clearance to access to lower levels of the facility, and these are much larger than I had ever anticipated they would be. First, you'll find the cargo area, which should be similar to the cargo decks that we can now visit in stations. As of now, these cargo areas are useless, but in the future, it will be where cargo will be loaded and unloaded. This could also explain why these facilities also are equipped with hangars, as they will probably be used to store ships before proceeding to unloading or loading them. We will also find some drop boxes for regular delivery missions, as well as shops where we'll be able to buy some equipment. It is also where we will find the elevators that will take us deep below the surface. Here it seems that some extraction activities might be happening and that we'll be able to extract, interact or interfere with whatever would be happening in those areas. Speaking of gameplay opportunities, it seems that the developers aim to provide us with an all-in-one experience. And not only are we going to go to these locations for trade or deliveries, but there's also going to be some action in those facilities, as developers are planning content such as heists, assassination, protection, or infiltration. And given the size of these facilities, it would be a safe bet to assume that we should be able to bring in some ground vehicles, at least the size of a mule, to roam around and transport some valuables with us, but we should not be able to bring in any ships, or at least this is how they are designed to be. So, where are we going to find these locations? Well, the one that we saw in Inside Star Citizen is located on Pyro 3, and the reason why they are developing those in Pyro is because they don't want these facilities to accidentally fall into our hands, or perhaps into the hands of leakers who could find their trace in the game code. That being said, they will not just be found in Pyro, as we were told that we could also find them in Stenton, as well as in future star systems that we'll get to visit as the game's development continues. And given how Clandipeer Games now designs their new asset to be future-proofs and thus compatible with future functionalities, it is not too far of a stretch to imagine that these new facilities are going to be built with functioning power management system, or could even be owned by players either by capturing them or purchasing them in-game, as these would be a fantastic asset for any industrial mining organization. And so that is what we learned from these future underground facilities. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what did you think of these underground facilities? Perhaps also you could tell me how surprised you were when you realized that they are going to be this big, and what future gameplay opportunities are you looking forward to the most with those underground facilities. I can't wait to read what you guys say and feel about them. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you think that I deserve it, you know what to do. It costs nothing and it really helps with the algorithm. Thank you so much to Deplorable Infidel, Dr. Forbin, Wolf by Bug, and Zero Crusher. I've been Erad, and I will see you guys later.